One of the questions I get the most as a realtor is, when is the best time to buy? Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but based on my years of experience, I'm gonna tell you in this video when I think it's the best time to buy. End of the year. Personally, I've always purchased investment properties towards the end of the year. If your income is variable, this is when your tax accountant has a clear picture of your total yearly taxable income. So they'll give you a suggestion if they think purchasing an investment property will help give you additional tax deductions. The market also tends to shift seasonally. You'll see the most buyer activity in early spring, beginning of summer, which means sellers can be more motivated towards the end of the year, especially if they need to close before the fiscal year ends. That's often when the best opportunities show up, the ones that buyers miss during the busier months, when there's less demand. The best opportunities show up when there's less demand on the market. The best opportunities come when fewer people are looking. When demand cools off, competition drops, and you'll often get more negotiating power and flexibility from the seller. You'll typically see the most inventory come in spring or the beginning of summer. This is often when families are looking and want to move and get settled in before the school year starts. In contrast, activity tends to drop in November and December. Most buyers don't want to move during the holiday seasons. So this is a great time for investors to come in when activity has cooled down, so you have way more negotiating powers and better terms. When interest rates are stable. Keyword being stable, not the lowest. I'll give you an example. I was a realtor in 2021 when interest rates were the lowest in history, and I didn't purchase an investment property that year. You might be wondering why. With such low interest rates, why wouldn't I have purchased a property? It was because demand was record high. I would estimate about 90% of my transactions during that year were all cash transactions, which is kind of contrary to what you would think. Since borrowing was so inexpensive, you would think more people would choose to finance their home. However, during that time when sellers were receiving around roughly 5 to 10 offers in hand during the first week the property is on market, it was really difficult to get an accepted offer with a loan contingency. Sellers often saw it as an additional roadblock, and if they had 5 to 10 offers in hand, they often chose the ones that were all cash purchases. So while rates were historically low, it wasn't necessarily the best time to buy because the competition was so intense. That's why I tell my clients to look for stability in the market and not just when rates are record low. When your finances are ready. At the end of the day, you should really only buy when your finances are ready. Everyone's timeline is different, so make sure to jump in when you're comfortable. If you're following my first rule and buying towards the end of the year, you want to build in a little bit of a financial cushion. Because like I said, most buyers don't want to move during the holiday season, and that same rule goes for renters too. If you do close on a property towards the end of the year, build in a couple of months just to be able to find a prospective tenant. Here are some of my helpful tips when you're leasing during the slower months. Be flexible with lease terms. Ideally, you want to end up in early spring during a strong rental market. So be open to signing a 15-month lease, so it will drop right in the beginning of summer. But if that's not possible, be open to a tenant that maybe wants a shorter lease term, 5 to 6 months, and then you could relist it when that tenant moves out, which would probably put you in the beginning of summer. Use your slower periods strategically. If you find yourself with tenants that constantly end at the end of December, when it's a little more difficult to rent, use that time to pull the property off the market, do a light remodel, or really upgrade the interiors so you're ready to relist it during a stronger rental market and you'll probably get a higher rental amount based on the upgrades you've made. If you're a real estate investor, leave a comment below and let us know when you purchase your investment properties. I'm Shawna with the Thomas Group. You can find all my information at thethomasgrouplv.com. I'll be at extension 9, and I'll see you in the next video.